Hello and welcome once again to one of my videos. My name is Sean and you can catch me at simplesean.com. Today we have another Can I Fix video. Now this thing we have here, bless its little cotton socks, is an Xbox One S which has literally sat underneath my television for the best part of a year. I've never used it. I did buy it used, apparently faulty, but it did switch on and connect to my TV. But recently with COVID, I thought, why not give it a play? However, since being sat underneath my television, it has developed a fault. Look. So this is actually going to be an impromptu Can I Fix an Xbox One S video. I've never opened one of these up before, so this is actually going to be an adventure for me. Hopefully I do it right without breaking it. If I do, I'll create separate videos for people wanting to know how to open these. However, I'm sure there are plenty of videos of that around now. So without further ado, let's see how we can get this open. So, what am I going to do? In this, I'm going to start with the most obvious first. We have a power issue. We're pressing the button and nothing's happening. So, the issue could be the power block. This is number one, and this is the thing that I'll be looking at first. Number two, I have been told a common issue amongst Xbox One S's and Xbox Ones in general are the MOSFET chips, which just sit underneath this heatsink under there. That's number two that we'll look at if the power supply is fine. And then number three, which is a more difficult problem, is if you have an issue here, voltage regulator, I believe this is called the south bridge. Now, why am I starting with the power supply first? Well, for me, I don't really know much about this. I do fix computers from time to time, but an Xbox One, although computer-like, is a very different system for me, and I haven't taken one of these apart before. However, what I tend to do is a logical progress is, if you don't have any power, check the most obvious place. So number one, check the plug it's connected to. Now I've checked the plug and everything on this is working fine. I connected it to another device and this plug is working fine. So I have no problem with the plug. The second thing I will check is this power supply. On the power supply at the bottom, it says here that its input is between 100 and 240 volts. In the UK here we run 230 AC. And the output is supposed to be 12 volts, 10 amps. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure the voltage coming out of here using my trusty multimeter. It should be somewhere in and around or over, just over or under 12 volts. So we'll give this a try and see what happens. Now the way to do this is, I've had a quick look. On the top of these, you have 3 grey and 3 black cables. The 3 grey cables, if you can look in there quite closely, says positive. So this is your positive rail, and they go into the bottom 3 pins here. And the black one is your ground or your negative, and they go into the top 3 there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my power meter and I'm going to put the positive in the bottom rail, and I'm going to put the negative in the top and see what reading I get. Now, as I said, it should be somewhere between 12 and 13 volts, or somewhere in between, just over or above 12 volts. That's the tolerance on this. Without further ado, let's do this. The way I tend to do this is, just in case there is a fault with this, I plug it in first, making sure that this is not plugged into the mains. Plug it in. Make sure it's nice and secure. A little bit away from you. Stay away. Hopefully there's no bangs. Okay, so it's now plugged in. I know that this is on. So this should be now receiving 230 volts from the mains. And it should now be putting out 12 volts through here. So in order to measure the volts, I've got my multimeter. I'm going to put it to volts DC. So the straight line is the DC. The wavy line is AC, alternating current, what comes out of the plug. This one is normally what dealt with going on in here. Okay, so it's on voltage, direct current. As I said, the greys feed the positive, so I'm going to get the red. I'm going to put my red cable in one of these holes at the bottom. They're all the same, they're all feeding out 12 volts. So I'm going to put the red in there. I'm going to take the black one and I'm going to put it in one of the top rails. I don't know if you can see this, guys. I'm going to try and get this in view as well. So this reading should be in and around 12 volts. So if I put this in here. Oh, there we go. 10 volts. So let me just check it into another one here. 10 volts. 10 volts. Let me just move this over into the middle one. If we're getting the same reading, then we can be sure. 10 volts. So immediately what that's saying to me is that this power supply has failed. This power supply is not delivering enough current into the board. Its rated output is 12 volts, and yet we are a volt, well, almost 2 volts actually, under that specified rating, which to me makes me think it's not enough to power the board. So what we'll do is that we'll get this replaced. By the magic of camera trickery, I'm going to have my new power supply here in 3, 2, 1. And here we go. We have ourselves a power supply. Now, I managed to get this on eBay. Only took 2 days to turn up. Isn't that amazing? So I've managed to keep everything exactly where it is. 2 days to turn up. I'm going to now do the same test to this power supply as I did with the last one. Hopefully this one is giving out the right amount of voltage. If it is, we'll stick it in this motherboard and we'll do what we can to get it working and see if it powers on with the light. Now, remember, the 3 grey cables that feed the bottom are your positive rail. The 3 black ones are your negative. So, with my trusty multimeter, stick it onto direct current voltage. Stick that there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to put the red prong onto the positive rail, any one of them on the positive rail. Hold that. And then the black one into the negative. And that's much better. 11.97. So remember, the output is supposed to be 12 volts and that is saying 11.97, which I'm happy with. Makes me feel that this has not failed. This is delivering the right amount of current. If we try that again, different ones, there you go, 11.97. So I'm happy with that. I believe that the issue with this Xbox One is not turning on was to do with a faulty power supply. This poor thing here has given up its day. Now, there may be some people out there who are very happy to open this up and inspect and see what's going on and try and fix these. Me, however, anything that involves high current and big capacitors, which have a good chance of giving you a big shock, as I don't feel experienced enough, I won't open this up. I'd much rather just go and buy a new one. So that's what I've gone and done. This is the old one, this is the new one. So what I'll do, I'll unplug this now, take this out, and then try and put this together to a point where we can just turn it on and see if the light comes on and, most importantly, stays on. So what I've done now, I'm just going to connect this power supply and this front panel together. I'm hoping that this will at least switch on without having the hard drive and the CD drive in there. And when I say switch on, all I'm looking for is the white light to pop up from the LED on this board. We'll see it when we turn it on, but it's that white bit there should light up, and we should get some fan spin, which is what we wasn't getting last time. So if I stick this here, I turn this around for the benefit of us. I'm going to plug the power into this bit here. Actually, let's turn this around here so you guys can see the white light, should it work. And I'm going to plug this in now. So we got a little bit of a spin there, which is good. Normally, when you plug in a power supply unit, it will charge up all the capacitors, and sometimes you get a bit of a fan spin. So hopefully this means it will work. Here we go. And there we go, look. The white light is on and it's spinning. Yes, nice and simple. All it was a faulty power supply, a power supply gone bad. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this all back together. Let's turn this off. We'll test it. Hopefully everything will work. So this is now back together. Didn't take too long. Let's get this plugged into the television and see what happens. Hopefully we'll get a signal and everything will be good. So the Xbox One is now attached. I've put the HDMI cable in and I've plugged it into the back. Now, most important question. Will it turn on? Will everything work? And that's a great start. So the white light is on. What will the television do? Brilliant. This is a good sign. Scanning for devices. Hopefully we'll have an HDMI output. Xbox One, it's found it. Xbox One was successfully detected. Xbox One has now popped up in there. Hopefully, do we get a display? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Fantastic work. This Xbox One is now working. And it turned out just to be something as simple as a power supply that was giving out too little current. Now, when it comes to stuff like this, yes, you take on a little bit of risk. However, the thing is look how simple that was. The replacement only cost me around £20. And it's ready to go again. Guys, I've had so much fun putting this video together. I've had so much fun doing this. I've had so much fun repairing the Xbox One. Again, it was a really simple problem at the end, but sometimes it's just the simple problems that do it. All you need to do is apply a little bit of common logic and you can do this too. I'm looking forward to the next video. Until then, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to update this Xbox One now. I'm going to play a few games. I'm not very good, but hey, it's all about the fun. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, we'll see you again. Like what you saw? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also hit the bell icon too. You'll see when my new videos come out. Until then, see you later.